Hey champs, what's up? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Life has been happening. For those of you new to me, it's your girl Author Q. I am your children's champion. Listen, if you're catching on a replay, just type in replay for me. I'm excited because God has finally released me to share with you all this movement that I know is going to change the lives of women internationally, right? And so I'm excited. And so I framed this particular live. You get to choose, right? And so that comes from a place of pain. It comes from a place of devastation. It comes from a place of heartache, right? It doesn't come from his Jeep Jolly, you get to choose whether you want the red bubble gum or the blue bubble gum, right? I want you to understand the significance in your choices, right? You get to choose whether you'll be happy and or sad, right? You get to choose whether or not you will be poor or rich, right? You get to choose that because even those who are poor can make money, can learn the strategy to make money, right? But you get to choose that. You get to choose whether or not you are going to stay in the rut of growing up having parents who were incarcerated, on drugs, off of drugs, crazy, toxic in any kind of way, alcoholics, talk down to you, very demeaning. You get to choose that. Right? You get to choose whether, you grew up with your mama or not. You get to choose whether you grew up with your daddy or not and what you will do with that, right? You get to choose that. So there are so many choices in life that we get. But oftentimes, because of the pain, because of the toxins and the trauma that we've been exposed to, oftentimes the choice we make isn't the best choice for our lives. And so I came up here today to remind you and to also tell you just a little bit about what is to come. And so you get to choose, right? I need you to really, really understand that you get to choose. There's an illustration that a friend shared with me long ago. It's been in mostly all my books. When I had my radio show, we talked about it. I mean, it's just something I carry with me all the time. And so you get to choose. So sitting right now, wherever you are, right? If somebody comes and knocks you right out of that chair, you get to choose whether you'll sit on that floor or get yourself up. Right? But many of us are still on the floor from 30 years ago from somebody knocking us out of our chair. A week ago, right? 3 years ago, 30 years. 30 years has gone by where somebody knocked you out of your chair and molested you and touched you or mistreated you or lied on you or, hey, Tisha, or did something wrong to you, betrayed you in any kind of way, right? And so you still on the freaking floor. At some point, you got to get up, right? So back to our choices. You get to choose. You get to choose. And so in this monumental movement that is coming, it is coming so fast. We will officially launch April 2019. But the webinars and the release and talking more about it and offering to anybody that feels that nudge that this is you that I am talking to, then hey, you sign up, you be a part. But the movement is going to be called Why My Mom. And so to sign up, I put the link there. It's called whymymom.com. This ain't for everybody. I'm just here to tell you that right now. This ain't for everybody. This is for the woman who had issues with her mother. This ain't for the one who grew up and had the mama with the baked cookies and cooked dinner every day and read to her every night. This ain't for you. And if you came on this live, hope you get encouraged by something I say, but this particular part of it ain't for you. Okay? God bless you. I love you. Right? This ain't for the one who bitter and who angry, who mama worked 3 jobs because she was a single parent doing the best that she could do and you just mad, right? This ain't for you either. This ain't for you. This is for the girl like me who grew up having a parent that was crazy out of her mind, on drugs, off of drugs, locked up, drunk, anything, right? Talked down to you in any kind of way, made you always feel less than, and had the most bipolar moments. Right? The one who had that unusual relationship with that mama, right? The one who people still constantly tell you right now as a grown person, oh, don't say that. That's your mama, but it's your mama. Listen, I don't care what relationship a person has with you. At the end of the day, if they bring you any type of toxic energy, any type of anything that interrupts your peace at all, I'm here to tell you that you get to choose whether or not you will continue to lie down and keep on giving that over to them, or you get to take a stance. You get to build healthy boundaries and create a lifestyle that you get to make the choice on whether or not you will continue to parent in that negative way and or be the curse breaker, or you will be the one that will change the game for your children and their children, because somebody's got to be the one to do that, right? Somebody got to step up to the plate to say, yo, for real, this was crazy for me, but at this point moving forward for my children, as for me and my house, it ain't happening no more. So I am here to tell you, this is what we doing. So the Why My Mom movement is coming. I'm telling you, it's coming faster than I thought. I've been holding on to this for a long time. I thought God was just going to let me hold on to it and it was going to be cute. Listen, that ain't the way it worked. And the amount of devastation and the amount of life-altering things that has been happening in the last week or two has been enough to make me completely say, I'm done, completely checked out. Don't want no more life, don't want no more God, don't want no more none of this stuff. Y'all keep all that. But the faithful God that we serve said, no, we're going to keep doing what you know you're supposed to do, champ, right? And so even in the midst of me literally hanging my gloves up saying, yo, I ain't champion for nothing or nobody else, now God has said it's time to pick it up and go full throttle, right? And the only thing I keep seeing in my head is, if you've ever been on an airplane before, you know that before you actually take off, right, and go, it's like a rubber band effect. Like before you actually catapult and take off, you got to go back a little bit, right? And things slow down, right? And then you start to go slow. It speeds up, and then out of nowhere, you just out there, right? You above the clouds, above the stars, you up and away, right? And so here is what we are going to do, right? If you are a woman who walks around faking the funk, if you are a woman who know good and doggone well that you don't want your children to grow up any kind of way that you did, if you are a woman who is ready to let go of the bitterness, the anger, who is ready to say, you know what, it is time for me to start healing. It is time for me to stop playing. It is time for me to, hello somebody, you better gain that momentum. If you are that one, right, who says, you know what, maybe I did screw up a little bit with my own kids, right, because of what happened between me and my mom. Maybe, right? If you could be woman enough to say that, then this one is for you. But again, this ain't for everybody. You ain't got to leave me no comment. You ain't got to email me. You ain't got to DM me. Straight up, you don't, because I'm not going to respond. At the end of the day, I know who this is for. And if it is you, then you go to www.whymymom.com, leave your email address, and when things start taking off in this movement, you will be the first to know. Where you sign up, you will be the first to know all that it's going to entail. There's so much to this. It's going to be more than just a book. It's going to be more than just a conference. It's going to be more than a kumbaya moment. We will have licensed staff who are going to be there to help mend and walk us through what this healing thing looks like. I know that I've been anointed to heal. I know that I've been anointed to help set those of you like me free. But in the midst of that, as we open up those wounds, I'm going to make sure that we have those safety nets there to catch you when that moment comes and it's time to fall, so that we can get you back up to gain your momentum again, right? And so again, this ain't for everybody, right? But I did want to share pieces that I know that would be. Hey, Niche, thank you. That would be, right? So you get to choose. We all get a choice. And so your life is all a part of the things that you've been through since you were a child, and the many choices that you made thereafter. So being raped and molested as a kid, you get to choose whether or not when you grow up, if you're going to hold on to that and destroy every relationship with every man and or woman that you come into contact with because something that happened to you younger that you were never able to heal and get through and maneuver through in a healthy way. So now you shut everybody out, don't trust nobody, and now you all alone and can't figure out why your life is the way that it is, right? You get to choose. Everybody has a choice. You get to choose whether or not, because you grew up without a daddy, whether or not you will treat or mistreat in any kind of way the people that come in contact with you, right? Whether you want to believe it or not, your relationships have everything to do with your childhood experiences. Period. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to come to terms and grips with that or not, your experiences as a child, teenager, and so on have everything to do with what type of adult you have become. But here is the kicker. You get to choose how you will move forward. Maybe you didn't choose right. Maybe you attracted all these deadbeats because that's what you grew up around, right? Maybe that's what you attracted, right? So year after year and relationship after relationship, you attracted these good for nothing, no good, betrayal, crazy people. But that's what you grew up around. And you had no idea to put that together to say, oh, my Father. At some point, hey, Aunt Tina, at some point, somebody got to do something. At some point, somebody got to make a choice somewhere and say, hey, not me. Hey, straight up, not on my watch, not no more. I'd be doggone if my kids grow up any kind of way that I did. And that's for me. You can feel however you want to feel. Again, this ain't for everybody. So I make the choice. And what type of boundaries I get to set with my children. I get to make the choice the kind of boundaries I get to set with my own mama. I get to set that. But it was a long, healing, gruesome process, right? That even up until now, I have to deal with and I have to face and I have to make the choice. And as do you. So I'm going to give you something personal and then I'm going to go ahead and log off. Again, whymymom.com. It ain't for everybody, but if it is for you, you crazy. But if it is for you, then go sign up. And when it's time to launch this stuff and when it's time for this momentum to start taking off in this movement, which will be April 2019, and our release of everything that we will create and build is going to be, hey, how are you? I love my family. And everything that we will build and create will be released December of 2019. So it is going to be a 9-month process because we are going to birth something. We are going to go through those labor pains of uprooting all of that nasty, icky childhood stuff that just ain't cute, right? And so here it is. So for the last, I don't know, however many months it's been, I have been dealing with mentally the whole idea of possibly losing my mom for a while, right? With the thought or the possibility of her going away for a maximum sentence of 45 years. So if you know a little bit about my story, you know that I've dealt with, parental incarceration my whole life, which is the reason why now I am the champion that I am for children whose parents are incarcerated and for that woman, right, who walks around mentally incarcerated so that I can help them in the ways that God has anointed me to do that, right? Okay, so that's me. And so in the midst of this whole mental agony, right, that I've been dealing with and trying to, still press and still trying to move forward and still trying to figure life and still trying to trust God, go figure, trust God, knowing that this is a possibility of life for me, right? In the midst of all that, craziness still happens. Craziness down to the point of going to court with this woman yesterday. Craziness still happens. Won't go into all those details, but it soon will come out. But craziness still happens. And in the midst of all of that, I have to make the choice. Hear me. I have to make the choice. I have to make the choice on whether or not I will allow my joy, my peace, my sanity to be tied into what happens in her life, or whether or not I will allow my joy, my peace, my sanity to be tied in to what I know to be true, what I know to not have ever left me nor forsake me, to be tied into the only thing that is consistent in my life, and that is the God I serve. So regardless of what it is that he allows to happen, because I know he let it happen, I know that he trusts me enough to go through it and come out on the other side on a grander scale, right? Again, this ain't for everybody. Because sometimes when you in pain, you don't want to hear that. And I'm here to tell you that. When I had to sit and drop to my knees last Friday, in the most devastating state I think I've ever been in my entire life, it scared my family, it scared my husband to death of going on 14 years this year. This man, this big old pushing 300 pounds, 6'2" man, never seen me like that. Like I was last Friday. Devastated to no end. You couldn't tell me nothing. You understand me? But because God is who he says he is, because he is faithful and just to do just those things that he promised us that he would, I'm right here today to share with you now how it's all making sense. And how when he says that all things will work together for the good of them that love the Lord and those that are called according to his purpose, this is exactly what he meant. So I choose, and we don't want to hear it. We don't. Come on, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear Champ get up in the moment of my devastation. I don't want to hear that. What I want to hear is nothing. Let's be real. I don't want to hear no weeping may endure for a night. Keep all them little scriptures. I don't want to hear it. And let me tell you what's even funnier. Every time I cut on Pandora, every time I cut on my music in any type of way, hey, beautiful, every time it happened, Lord, You Are Good kept coming on. I said, not no good and daggone well, you don't think I'm ready to worship and talk about, Lord, how good You are in the midst of my devastation. Can we be real? Can we be real? I don't want to hear nothing about it. I'm talking about every single, no matter what station I chose, whether it was Jay-Z, whether I took it all the way out, whether I took it to Tasha Cobb, whatever I took it to, it came right back. The first song always, Lord, You Are Good. I was like, oh no, You've been so good. Lord, You Are Good. You've been better than good. I can't praise You enough. What? That don't make no sense. That is insanity. So many doors you've opened. No. This door closed on me. So many ways you made. No. You ain't made no way. Because this right here hurt like Hades. Ain't no, what you talking about? So many times you've healed me, huh? And then, you've been better than good to me. Oh, what the heck? What are you talking about, God? What are you talking about? Did you I said, for real, I serve a God that's got to be on something. I said, God, you got to be on some kind of good drug. Because I don't know what you think you doing with me. You think you going to break me down to the lowest level, to the lowest, and I'm talking about in all of my 30 plus years of living, I've never been as broken and and I have been through a lot, right? I have been through, you name it, I've been through it, whether it's been physical, mental, or verbal abuse, whether it's been sexual abuse, whether it has been abandonment, neglect, you name it, I have been through it, right? I have overcome it. I have helped others, right? And so I'm like, God, we good with the trouble, right? We good with that kind of stuff. Like, I know ain't nothing like else bigger gonna happen. Like, we should be good. And then you let this happen. Okay. All right. So now what? I don't want to hear nothing. I got up off that floor Friday. Let me tell you something. I told my husband, I said, hello, can I be broken? Can I be angry? Hello, somebody. Can I? No. I can't have my human moment. I can have my human moment, and that's what I had all last week. I'm talking about here's what I want you to catch. Even down to this being something mental, right? Even this down to being an attack on me, my life. Physically, I got sick. Now, my little cousin was here, and he was really sick, and my daughter got sick from that. You know, she laid in the same bed or what have you. She still got a little tiny cough, but that chick at school, hello, somebody. She had to go to school by the next day. I let her stay off one. But then I started feeling awful. But I didn't have those same symptoms. I started feeling awful. I want you to catch this, especially for those of you who ain't made the choice yet to get up, who's still on the floor in agony and in bitterness and in defeat. Because that crap will physically make you sick. I need you to understand that there's a whole lot of people that's dying and dropping like flies around here, and everybody ain't diagnosed with cancer. Everybody ain't. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And let's just be clear. Them cancer cells start to multiply and do other things when your stress levels that you want to say you ain't stressed, that crap will take you out way more and quicker than any robber or anything else that you think is so crazy and extreme in this world, okay? And let's be very clear. Let's go all the way in here, okay? Prayer, yes, done it. Talk to somebody, okay, all that is cute. But at the end of the day, you still got to make the choice and get up. Oh my, no you didn't. You still got to take up your bed and walk. At some point, the whole idea of you thinking that this knight in shining armor and this person from the skies is going to zoom down and come rescue you and pick you up is not going to happen. And so you have got to make up in your mind whether or not you are going to get up or continue to lay there and get your tail whooped and have your health attacked, have your mind attacked every freaking day. Ain't got no kind of peace. Peace is a gift. God left us that. And you mean to tell me you gonna walk around for the next 20 years like you have the last 40 and 50 years still with no peace? Is you crazy? You think you the only one that had a mama that was crazy? I know I'm not. But do you think you the only one that had a daddy that wasn't there? Do you think you the only person? Let me tell you something. And all that I do And I go to a jail every Friday and I teach a parenting class. Let me be clear, right? Even those women never was children growing up saying, oh my God, I can't wait to grow up and go to jail. Oh my God. Playing with their doll babies. Oh my God. When we grow up, we're going to do drugs and we're going to grow up and we're just going to be so broken. Oh my God. I can't wait till we grow up and just have all these freaking issues. Nobody does that. Nobody. So stop with the pretending like you ain't going through nothing. Everybody going through something, right? But you get to make the choice. Back to the choice. You get to make the choice on whether or not you're going to let that molestation, that abandonment, that betrayal, that being lied on, right? That termination, right? You get to choose on whether you're going to let that take you out of here. Because I know you don't think you're the only one it's happened to. And here's the other part. Good God, I did not come up here for all this. Let me just be clear. If you don't get it right, hello, niche. You already know. You better be your rescue. You the only one can do it, boo. You the only one. And here's what I need you to catch before I end this live, okay? If you don't get it, if you hear me, please, if you ain't heard nothing else I said, if you don't get it, what you think gonna be ready for your kids? I'll wait. What you think? You think this is a walk in the freaking park? You think that this crap is around here just, oh, I'm just going to interrupt her part of the generation. I ain't going to mess with her kids. You got to be a fool on every angle. If you think that that crap is only going to affect and impact you, you got to be slow. Got to be. And taking some kind of drug that you need to get off of. Because what you don't deal with, hear me clearly, your little drama that you just think ain't that such a big deal. Your drama turns into your children's trauma. Hear me. And why would you want to give your children that story? Why would you want to repeat this curse? Here's what happens, people. You walk around all day talking about how you ain't going to be like her. You walk around all day and talk about how you ain't going to be like him. When indirectly you become them. Oh my God. So let me help you with one thing, right? Because I don't know if y'all see, my face is looking slim. Okay, it's slender. Here, my little double chin is almost erased. Hear me. So I have a mother that's addicted to heroin. I don't know what y'all parents addicted to, right? Maybe yours addicted to, I don't know, coloring. That's cute. I got one that's addicted to freaking heroin, okay? And so for me, here's my mindset. Well, I never do drugs like that. And when life happened to me, I ain't gonna do that. But guess what? When life happened to me in October of 2018 happened, this is a couple months ago, y'all. When October of 2018 happened, and I stepped on the scale and saw that I was almost 300 pounds, bigger than I've ever been, even with children inside of my stomach. Sweetheart, you might not be out here snorting it or shooting it in your veins, but you eating it. But you eating it, sis. So you gonna be around here and you gonna step up. This me, I ain't talking about you. So you gonna be out here traveling the world and you gonna change the game for people and you gonna change the family, change the world, paying this money to get it trademarked and all that. You gonna do all that. But are you gonna live to see the fruit? Are you gonna live to see the fruit of any of that? No, because your addiction is painted different. So you don't think so you don't think it's that big of a deal. You don't. Because it's just food. Oh, because it's just alcohol. Okay. Right. Because it's just shopping and spending money. Right. No, boo, check all that. Because see, I know that in my blood, I know what's in my bloodline. Do you? Do you know what's in your bloodline? Because see, addiction's in my bloodline. Everybody from the rooty to the tootie. And anybody that's in my family that's on this live can attest to that. And if they don't, they lying. I'm telling you that right now with all the love in my heart. Addiction is in my bloodline, whether it be anything, whether it be alcoholism, pills, heroin, or whatever. I have family members that have died from this. Trust me. Addiction is in my bloodline, right? So when it comes down to anything, it can always trigger and turn right into that thing, right? So building healthy boundaries, making the right choices is something that you don't just get to do one day. It is something that you have to do every day, and every choice that you make. Come on. Bloodline, been there, done that, smoke more weed and probably could smoke you under the table if God hadn't delivered me. Oh my. Okay. And talk about alcohol. My God had to deliver me from that. Had to. And let's be clear. You know, I know Christians and saints, you know, y'all can drink. You know what I'm saying? Just drink, just don't to get drunk. I get it. And that's, you know, go with it. As for me and my temple, right? I know that I can't do that. Why? Type it in. Because addiction runs in her family. So here's the thing. When I consume a glass of it, I'm going to finish the bottle. It's just that simple. And until you become clear with that, you'll keep going in this vicious cycle and this web of lies that you lie to yourself because you are right. You all right. You all right. You all right. And let's see how that works with that all rightness with your children. And let's see how that all rightness works with your children's children. Let me tell you something. I have been everything from heartbroken, abused in any type of way you could think about. All of that. I have been suicidal, right? I've had all of that. I've even taken pills and pissed at God because I know you ain't wake me up. Why on earth would you just let this thing happen again and wake me up in it? Are you crazy? What kind of God? What kind of God would say that's okay? What kind of God would want that for my life? The one that's trying to take me through something so that I can get somewhere. The one that's trying to heal me and have me go through this healing process so then I can come back and heal all of you who resonate with this thing, right? Because again, I'm not assigned to everybody. And your problem is you think you are. You think you got a word for everybody. Boo, I don't. This ain't for everybody. I'm going to have some people who ain't going to understand it. I'm going to have some people, and I still do every now and then, you know, oh, why you do your mama like that? Oh, Lord, why you talk to her? Let me tell you something. I handle her accordingly so that my healthy boundaries won't get interrupted. Because here's the thing, when you don't set healthy boundaries with people, and I don't care who they are, and they don't have to like it, they ain't got to understand it. Let me tell you something. She, to this day, still can't understand why she can't keep my kids all day and all night. Why she can't watch them without me around. And that's okay. And I got people who will say, oh, but that's your mom. You're supposed to. Let me tell you, you let her watch yours. And out of the 5 charges that this chick got last year, and the reason she on trial right now, guess what? 2 in which was conspiracy and having kids with her. Out stealing. Grand larceny felon. Oh, my 3rd strike. Come on. You take it with you. You let her watch your kids. And that's okay. But then when it happens and the fan hits, I won't say I told you so, but I will say that those boundaries, absolutely, some people are toxic, and you handle toxic people accordingly. You handle toxic people accordingly. That's up to you how you want to get. Again, choice. And that's the bottom line of this thing. So you get to choose. You get to choose whether or not you want to stay at that dead-end job that you hate and that you can't stand and that drives you nuts, and your boss treats you like anything, and your coworkers lie on you all the time. You get to choose whether you're going to stay there or not. Because last time I checked, there were so many other jobs in the world that you could still be applying for. Don't quit yet till you get one, but I'm just saying, you could do something, but instead you lay in it and you get up every day with this freaking headache and you hate your life, and you keep pretending like this is the dress rehearsal or something. Like, this ain't no dress rehearsal. This all we got. This all we getting, bro. Everybody that I done buried in the last year, I ain't seen them yet. And I'm still waiting to see Tupac. Everybody keeps saying they're turning to Machiavelli and he coming back and he in Florida or something. I ain't seen him. And I done traveled the world a little bit and I ain't seen him. I'm still waiting to run into him. You know? So when you do, let me know. Inbox me. You know what I'm saying? But as for you and your body, as for you and your life, it's time to get real. Right? And honestly, that was a conversation I had with my mom yesterday. Until you're ready to get real about this thing, I just don't need you to call me. And I just don't need you on this phone that I pay for. Boundary. You say it how you want to say it to your mama. You say it how you want to say it to your daddy and your children. I'm telling you what I say. Because until you're ready to get real about your situation, you're going to keep going into this vicious cycle. And you're going to keep having this dumb remark that you make to yourself trying to figure out, well, why? Why is it happening? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on is you ain't ready to be real with yourself. That's what's going on. You walking around in a cycle in a dead-end street when you could just get the help you need. It's 2019. If you ain't got a pastor and a therapist, something is wrong. I'm going to see mine today. What time is it? I'm going to see mine today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Understand? Appointment made. Ready to pay my money. If I can buy hair, if I can buy lashes, if I can buy outfits, if I can put gas in my car, I can afford to go to see a therapist. Now, you do what you want to do with your money. But as for me, because I'm choosing to break chains in my bloodline, because I'm choosing to make change waves happen in my generation, because I'm going to make sure that my great-great-great-grandchildren get to live a life that I could have only dreamed of. Because of that, I am going to therapy today at 5:30. And I know that when I get to a level of my stress, and when things are starting to happen, especially with my mama, who's one of the biggest triggers I know, guess what? The appointment gets set. And I know I'm still saved and I still love God. But if you think that loving God and going to church is going to be just enough for you to get through the things of this world, and that you don't need a licensed therapist who is gifted and talented enough and educated enough to help you, and that maybe there are some things that you actually might just need a pill for, maybe you need to burn some sage. I don't know. Maybe you do need some energy little oils or something. I don't know. Right? Am I telling you to go hug a tree or worship the bottle? I'm not telling you that. But what I am telling you, you better figure out something. Maybe you don't even believe in God. Okay. But you better figure out something. Because life ain't playing with none of us. And it's kicking your tail. And whether you want to believe it or not, you still get to make the choice. Hello? Ari. Hello? Hired one. Been there. Going to there at 5:30. Can't wait. And gonna sit right there and get it all out. And be ready to do the work that is required in order for me to be a healthy, whole human being. Like that's what you got to get. So listen, when I'm teaching, right, because I'm a professor. And so when I'm teaching in my students, I don't get to say, God and all this other stuff. But what I tell my students flat out, straight up, life is going to happen to you throughout this 16 weeks with me. Throughout this 10 weeks with me, life going to happen, right? You going to get pregnant, you going to have a miscarriage, you going to start a family, you going to lose a family, you going to, have to get over some death of a family member, you going to have a bill that's late, you might get put out. You're going to have all this stuff to happen, but in the midst of this, you still got work to do. So you have to choose what you're going to do. And so the God thing ain't something that we can discuss here, but you better figure out what's going to work for you. And whatever that is, do it. If it's hugging a tree, you better hug the mess out of them so you can get through these 16 weeks. If it's lighting a freaking candle and saying, Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, baby, you better do it. Okay? You better figure it the heck out. And not pretend like you don't need help. And that's where I'll end this. Don't pretend like you don't need help. So I grew up with a father. And I love my parents. Don't get that twisted. I love them, but I am going to set boundaries with them so that I can live a life that God created for me to live. And in my abundance. And so... Hello, had a therapist in 2004, need tune-ups every now and then. Who don't? I ain't saying I go to my therapist every day, but I am telling you, when this stuff start kicking up and it start happening, oh, baby, she's on speed dial. I'm talking about with the stuff that happened to me last week, I text her and she said, oh my God, I feel like I need to go to therapy after reading that. Are you okay? I don't know what I am. Literally, that's the point I was in. The state I was in last week, I didn't know who I was, where I was, how I was going to continue living, honestly. So to be doing this live today, it ain't nothing I scripted out. Let me just be the one to tell you. It ain't even it. Right? So you have to be the one to make that choice. So even back to my dad. So I grew up with a father that taught me that you don't ask for help. Taught me that. Right? You don't get to ask for help. Because when you ask for help, that means you're weak. And when you ask for help, people are going to throw it back up in your face. Let me be clear with you on this last and final point. You do need people. You do need to ask for help. You don't make it through life successfully without help. But you do get to choose, back to your choice, you do get to choose who you ask for help. I know it's people that I'm going to ask for help that will go tell the whole world to help me. And I know that there's people that I've asked for help that's going to die with that thing that they helped me with. It's going to go straight to their grave. Only them and the Lord know about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to figure out. And here's the thing. 98% of the time, them people that ain't going to take it and run and tell everybody is the one that you've been avoiding even talking to even ask for help. because you know they're not going to yes you, and you know that they're going to challenge you, and you know they're going to make you be better because they see better for you. They don't want to see you keep going in that cycle. They're going to help you, but they also going to tell you the truth about your situation to help you, right? And sometimes we don't want that. So we'll just keep patty caking the people who yes us. And that's why they end up telling your business. And that's why you end up back in that cycle again. So nevertheless, you get to choose. So again, this movement ain't for everybody. But the whymymom.com, share it with your friend, your cousin, your relative that you believe do got some mama issues, straight up. The one that all the way needs to start this healing process. So again, it's going to be more than a book. It's going to be more than a conference. It is going to be a movement internationally for women everywhere who walk around and look amazing on the outs. I mean, girl, you look good. Won't you back that thing up? Hey, you look good. But here's the thing. Professionally, you do well. Professionally, you look great, right? It's personal. It's the personal stuff that you don't talk about. It's I don't want to take no picture, and the reasoning why, because your mama told you as you grew up that you were ugly and good for nothing. And she talked down to you and belittled you. And your esteem is shot. But everybody else see it. You get all these awards, you get all these accolades all in the streets, and you can't figure it out. But when you go home, you deal with your personal battles. So this movement, Why My Mom, ain't for the one, again, who mama came home every day baking cookies and who was there, who was righteous and upright. This ain't for you. And that's okay, right? But this is for the one who says, you know what? I refuse for my children to grow up any way that I did. And I'm going to do the work that's required to make sure that my great-great-grandchildren live a life that I could have only dreamed about, right? So we are going to be breaking the chain all the way from your great-great-great-great-grandmama, right? We're going to be TKOing all that, all those generational habits. We exposing all that. So again, God has gifted me with the ability to help you heal and shift you and carry you through this 9-month journey that we're going to go on. But in the midst of that, again, I will be having licensed people there that will be that safety net, right? That can take you deeper and if needed, get you a pill or something. I don't know, girl. Because whatever it is, this healing process will start and it will happen, right? So if that's you, go to whymymom.com. Just throw in your email address. I don't want no money from you yet. It will be an investment. Absolutely. It's something for your life. You can invest in everything else. You better invest in your personal development, right? But there will be a full-blown webinar detailing you every single step of the way of what you can look forward to, what it will be, what your investment in yourself would be, what your investment in your children's lives will be. That thing, come on, it'll be there. And not only will it be there, but there'll be different tiers along the way, right? So let's say you don't make it through the project. Let's say you don't make it through all the stuff that's happening. But in our final celebration and moment, our circle, when we are in that ring and we're having this live moment, you'll be invited to that, right? And so this is a no sister left behind act, right? This is a no sis movement that's going to happen. So again, ain't for everybody. It is for those of you who ready to be real. As you can see, I'm as real as it's going to get. I ain't got no shame in nothing that I have done, nothing that I have been through, nothing that I'm going to go through, because I know it hasn't stopped. I know it won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Hey, right? But at the end of the day, I need you to be honest with yourself, right? And if nothing else from this that you'll take, if nothing else, if the www.whymymom.com ain't for you, listen, and if nothing else is, I want you to hear this, and that is that you get to make the choice. And I want you to make sure that you choose wisely. And that in that wise choice, that you don't make the choice of your today. You don't make the choice of your temporary pain. That you make the choice based upon what you want to see happen later on in your bloodline. What you want to see happen in your immediate family, right? Because somebody got to be the one to step up and break it. And to the one that's hurting, even now, that's saying, I'm tired of always being the one, I declare and decree that you will see the power in your strength. You will see the power in your ability to always be the one, because you are indeed the chosen one to do it. And you will stop questioning your passion. You will stop questioning your strength. You will stop questioning everything that happens, and you will start grasping hold to that thing and carrying this mission forward, because what God put inside of you has to come out. And what we sometimes don't realize is that when we don't do it, morning precious, how are you? Is that when we don't do it, there's a whole generation of people who will fall by the wayside and be delayed and detoured based on your disobedience, right? And so there are often even times where we will be fasting and praying and doing right and giving back and, being so good to people, right? That's cute. But at the end of the day, none of that is going to trump your obedience. None of that. You can be the best person in the world. You can go ahead and open your house to every homeless person that's out here in the rain, sleet, and snow. You can be all of these things. But let me explain it to you. At the end of the day, if you are not obedient, hey, boo, if you are not obedient in what God has told you to do, whether it be apologize, whether it be make it right, whether it be leave them alone, whatever that is, whether it's to create those boundaries finally, right? Whatever it is, you need to do it and do it now. Right? So I'm done. That's all I got. I believe I'm about empty now. So I want you to make sure that you pick up your bed, you walk this thing out, that you make those, that's nothing trumps that obedience, boo. Nothing, Toya. So make sure that you walk this thing out, that you don't continue to walk in this cycle of pretending, of acting like life is so good and grand when it's not. Get you a therapist, get you some help, get you a pastor, get you a tree. I don't know, but you better get something ASAP. I know the Lord Jesus Christ works for me. You hear me? Him and my therapist is all I need and my bishop. Right? That works for me. But you better figure out what worked for you. And you get to choose what that looks like. Nobody else has to understand it. And you really have to get free of people. Ooh, God. You really have to get free of people. What they think, how they're going to feel. Listen, how you feel. Did anybody save and rescue you from all the pain and trauma that you've endured? If they had, it wouldn't happen. So you being hung on what they think and what they feel about the choice that you have to make in your life to better you and better your family and better your bloodline and better your generation. Hey, you got to figure that out. And you have to make the choice, right? Whether you're going to keep living for them or actually stand up in your own right and be your rescue and win this fight. You are a champion. I don't say that to be light. You are a champion. Champions get knocked down all the time, but we win that fight. You understand me? We win. We might slow down. I might be busted up. Hear me? You might even get to 9 counting on me. Because I'm telling you right now, after my last couple weeks of my life, oh, baby, he got to 9.99. And God picked me right on up. I stood up, trusting God for this moment. Please do. Show up. Show up. Show up for you. You keep giving everybody all you. You keep giving. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I'm not. Because I'm going to be cold. It's cold out here in Virginia. I don't know what it is where you live at, but it's cold up in here. If I give you my shirt off my back, I'm going to have a flu tomorrow. I'm not doing it. I will take you to Walmart or something and buy you a shirt, but you ain't getting mine. And so you have to make that choice, right? You get to make that choice. So again, the Why My Mom movement is happening. Go to whymymom.com. If that is you, if it resonates, cool. Give me your email address. And when things take off and it's time to get ready for the webinar and it's time to get ready for the launch, you'll know about it first. If it ain't, I hope it's something in this live and however long it has been that will really help you change the trajectory of not only your family, but maybe even your thoughts that will then impact your family and even your community. Because you know what I say, what I believe in, what my trademark in life and business is, when you change the family, and our family is comprised of individual people and our thoughts and our actions, our habits. When you change the family, you change the world. Huh? I love you. Be intentional.